Deuces here with another video. Because in my review of the 40th Anniversary Legacy Pack Black Series Darth Vader, I couldn't do a comparison with the previous Darth Vader figure because I didn't have it with me at the time. I do have it now, so I wanted to make a video comparing the two Darth Vader figures. Other people have done comparison videos, but I just wanted to compare them myself side by side. So I have both figures side by side. The only other Black Series Darth Vader figure that's been released was the Emperor's Wrath Darth Vader, which did feature a new head sculpt, but aside from that, it's pretty much exactly the same as the one on the right here. So the one on the left is, of course, the 40th Anniversary Legacy Pack Black Series Darth Vader, the most recent one. And then on the right here, we have the 2014 Black Series 6-inch Darth Vader. One thing to note is that the 40th Anniversary Legacy Pack Darth Vader is based on his A New Hope / Rogue One appearance, where the previous 2014 release was based on more Empire Strikes Back Return of the Jedi, or I guess specifically Return of the Jedi, which is why there's some different design differences. But first, I just want to talk about the helmet sculpts, and obviously one of the biggest issues with the 2014 Darth Vader was the helmet sculpt. I never had as big an issue with it as other people did. I do say it still isn't a great head sculpt, but I think there's definitely been worse Darth Vader head sculpts. That being said, obviously the new one just blows the old one out of the water, as you can just see. The new one just does everything better. The shape and sculpt, it just looks so much better. The paint apps on it look better. It has a lot more glossy look. I have modded the lenses on this one. I colored them in more darker because I didn't like the on this one originally they were the brownish color, but they were a really bad brown. They didn't have any glossiness to them, so they didn't look like lenses at all, where in this one they gave a glossiness to the lenses, so it made them look a lot better. Also, it makes sense for the A New Hope one to have the colored lenses, because in the movie they do look like that at times, depending on the lighting, whereas in the Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi, I don't think you ever really see the lenses looking like this. The lenses always look more dark, so I don't even know why they went with that paint choice with lenses on this Darth Vader. I'm moving along. This one has a chain, this one doesn't. The chain is too big. They always make the chain too big on Darth Vader figures, they find. I never bothered me on this one, to be honest, but it is nice not to have that hindering in there. The soft goods capes, the old Darth Vader had the soft goods cape stitched to the shoulder plates right there, and on the other side too, and it has some more pronounced stitching on the edges, as well as having this stitched like this to have some weight to it. The weighting is kind of nice, but having them stitched like this makes the cape look unnecessarily thick, and because it's stitched up top, you can't move it. It doesn't look natural when you try to flow it behind them, and it just makes it look a little weird in general. Where on this Darth Vader, it flows a lot nicer, even though it is thinner, so it might, and not stitched, so it might fray a little easier. It looks a lot better. It just looks more natural, and it just flows so much nicer on the figure than this one did. Not to say this one was bad, but having them side by side now, it really does stand out. Around the rest of the figure, he has the soft goods over top the shoulder plates as per with the movie, whereas this one doesn't. And there is some new sculpting, though I will say that the paint apps on the new Darth Vader I think are a bit better than on this one. Sculpting of the black bodysuit's about the same. It's not exactly the same, but it is about the same in terms of quality. All over the figure though, like in the helmet and the armor, especially in the legs and on the gloves and whatnot, the black is a lot more glossy, where on this figure it was more of a matte black, and I like the glossy look a lot better. It looks a lot better. This Darth Vader on the left hand had a force gesturing sculpted hand, which is kind of bland looking. It's still okay, but it's nothing too fancy. This one has a force gesture hand, like a force choker or whatever, but also is sculpted in a way so you can hold accessories in that hand too. So I do like the hand on the new one better. Groin pieces are pretty much the same, but as you'll see, the soft goods flows under, or is tucked under the belt a lot nicer on the new one than it is on this one. It was folded in really weird on this one, and it was just weird. This one is flowing a lot nicer on the figure. I like that a lot more. And you got the pants, which are pretty much the same as quality wise. But then you get the boots, and the boots are sculpted about the same. They look about the same. But this one, well, it's hard to see on my camera here. It's hard to tell. These ones are still got a bit of gloss, but these ones just look a lot glossier and look a lot nicer. A lot more like armor, which is really good as well. Additionally, articulation is better on the new one, except for one spot. I find the neck joint on the older one is better than on this one. He gets some pivot and some more up and down motion than this one does, but that's not a huge deal. But this one has better ball hinges. The shoulders move out a lot more than these ones do. Slightly better ball hinges at the elbows that bend a bit better. There's no real difference in the wrists, no real difference in the torso. But the ball hinges in the hips are good, and he just has some better articulation, mainly in the upper body. The lower body is about the same, but the upper body is definitely better on the new one than the old one. The chest armor, I think, looks better on the new one than the old one. In terms of their accessories, there's the lightsabers. I think the lightsaber hilt always seemed a bit too small for this Darth Vader, and they went and correct that. They made a new sculpt, which is bigger and more detailed. I think it looks a lot better. The dark crimson, I think, also looks nicer. This figure's red is bordering on orange, so I like this guy's lightsaber a lot better as well. And it can also be clipped to his belt, where this one can't be clipped to his belt at all. So that's another thing that this Darth Vader has against this one. The only thing that the old Darth Vader really brings to the table that the new one doesn't is that the old one has a removable helmet. And if you pull the helmet off, you do get a admittedly pretty good head sculpt of Anakin Skywalker underneath. I think it looks pretty good. And that's the one sort of feature and whatnot that this Darth Vader does not have. But I guess that's not really much of an issue either, because again, based on A New Hope and Rogue One, and he never, well, I guess in Rogue One he had the helmet off, but in A New Hope he didn't have the helmet off, so there's no real point in to add that feature. And to add that feature, you probably butcher the helmet sculpt again, so I'd rather have a really good helmet sculpt the second time around than another removable helmet. But at the same time, I gotta give this figure credit. The Anakin Skywalker head sculpt's pretty good. But overall, I mean, before the new Vader came out and before I had it, I did really like this 2014 Darth Vader. It got a lot of bad rap from a lot of people. I mean, I can see their grievances, but I think he got a little bit too much heat for his shortcomings. I think it was still a pretty good figure for the most part. But it goes without saying that the new Darth Vader really does blow the old one out of the water. Really, the old one brings nothing better to the table aside from the removable helmet. The new one just has superior sculpt, superior articulation, and a better accessory, better lightsaber accessory, even better soft goods, and better quality overall. Really, the new one's just a gem of a figure, and the old one just can't compete at this point. But anyways, that's my comparison. I'm probably just going to, this Darth Vader, so I'm probably just going to display unhelmeted now. It's just probably be my unhelmeted Darth Vader now. It's probably going to use him for. And then this one will be my main Darth Vader. Let me know what you guys think of these two figures, which one you guys think is the best, or what you think of the comparison. It'd be interesting to hear what you guys think about it. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching, and may the Force be with you.